Kalen felt buried, not under dirt and soil, but under a mountain of expectations, deadlines, and the constant, dull hum of other people's successes. His dream of becoming a graphic artist felt like a distant, faded memory, replaced by a soul-crushing job in a gray cubicle. Each day was a repeat of the last, a monochrome cycle of sleep, commute, work, and despair. One evening, as a late winter gloom settled over the city, Kalen trudged into his small apartment. He'd just been passed over for a promotion he didn't even want, for a role he despised. The finality of it was a heavy weight on his chest. He slumped onto his sofa, his gaze falling on a forgotten gift from his grandmother, a small, terracotta pot filled with dry, cracked soil. Taped to the side was a tiny envelope with the words, "For when you need a reminder." With a sigh of resignation, he ripped the envelope open. Inside was a single, shriveled seed. It looked lifeless, like a tiny, brown stone. How fitting, he thought. Even this is dead. But something, a flicker of defiance, or maybe just the need to do one thing that wasn't expected of him, made him press the seed into the hard earth. He didn't have proper tools, so he watered it with water from his drinking glass. He didn't have a sunny spot, so he placed it on his dim windowsill, overlooking a concrete alleyway. He didn't expect anything. It was an act of quiet rebellion against the futility he felt. Days turned into weeks. The seed did nothing. Kalen's life, too, remained stagnant. But his simple, daily ritual, pouring a little water into the pot, became an anchor. It was a small, consistent act that was entirely his own. He started to notice things. The soil slowly darkened after watering. A tiny, almost imperceptible crack appeared on the surface one day. And then, a week later, a miracle. A fragile, green stem, pale and determined, had pushed its way through the crust of the earth. Kalen was astonished. How? There was no direct sunlight. The soil was poor. The conditions were all wrong. Yet, the seedling grew. It was slow, and the stem was thin, but it grew. It leaned stubbornly toward the sliver of gray sky visible between the buildings, chasing a light that seemed insufficient to everyone else. In that tiny plant, Kalen saw his own reflection. He, too, was in a seemingly barren place. He, too, was straining for a light he couldn't quite see. Inspired, he began to use his evenings differently. Instead of scrolling through feeds filled with others' highlight reels, he opened his old sketchbook. He drew the plant. At first, his lines were shaky, his ideas rusty. But he kept at it. He created a small, digital illustration of his alleyway plant and posted it online with a simple caption, "Growing anyway." The response was small but kind. A few friends left encouraging comments. Emboldened, he drew more. He created a series of characters based on resilient plants, a cactus that stored creativity, a vine that climbed obstacles, a dandelion growing through cracked pavement. He called his project The Unlikely Months Past. The plant on his windowsill, now identified as a hardy Gerbera daisy, produced a single, stunning, crimson flower. It was a burst of vibrant color against the gray backdrop, a testament to thriving in the place you're planted. And Kalen? He thrived too. His Unlikely Bloom project gained a quiet following. It wasn't a viral sensation, but it was real. It led to a few freelance clients, then a part-time design role at a small eco-conscious company that loved his story and his art. He didn't magically escape his old life. He transformed it from the inside out, just like the seed. One evening, as he watered his now-flowering plant, he finally understood his grandmother's message. The reminder wasn't the seed itself. It was the lesson it held. You are not defined by the landscape you're in, but by the roots you choose to grow within it. Your light may not be the bright, easy sun of a perfect situation. It might be the stubborn, reflected glow you find in the grayest of places. But it is enough. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Your bloom is waiting.